As we say goodbye to the terrible twos and hello to the threenagers, I think it's safe to say that our kids are definitely testing the boundaries. In this video, I'm going to be discussing with you the golden rule to help with toddler tantrums, so stay tuned. From an extremely young age, Amira was a very strong-willed child, and this made parenting extremely challenging. So there have been many books, articles, research, programs, anything that I have tried to get my hands on to figure out how to best parent a child who is strong-willed. And with strong-willedness comes massive tantrums. And the thing that keeps reoccurring in everything that I'm reading as the golden rule is to communicate. This means that we know what the sequence is when we're getting ready, on what we're doing when we're out and about, but we forget to let kids in on this process. So to communicate that this is coming up next and getting them to understand that, you know, we're gonna pack up soon and then we're gonna hop in the car. To give them those verbal reminders of what is to come is allowing their brain to process that change is going to happen. The reason why they have such big tantrums is because it would be similar to you right now watching this YouTube video and then your phone vanishing into thin air. You would turn around and have some emotional outrage at the fact that your phone has just disappeared. And that is the same thing as when we just abruptly stop playtime or stop whatever the child is doing in order to do the next thing without that communication. In order to help our kids with the process of communication, there's two simple things that we need to just make sure are part of our daily life. The first thing is to communicate when change is going to happen. So we're gonna say we're gonna have breakfast, we're gonna get dressed, and then we're gonna hop in the car because today's a daycare day. Or we're going to, after dinner, go out and we're gonna see such and such. Giving them that big picture thinking so they know what is happening in their lives. The second step is to make sure that you are giving verbal countdowns and getting them to repeat it. So many a time we will be saying to Amira, Amira, you have 2 minutes until pack up. And I'll say 2 minutes, and she'll go 2 minutes. She doesn't know how long 2 minutes are. If 2 minutes has already elapsed and we've forgotten to give her the 1 minute countdown, then we say, Amira, you've got 1 minute left. How many minutes? 1 minute. Say 1 minute. And she'll say 1 minute. Even though it doesn't help with their intrinsic clock to get to know how long these time periods are to start with, it does give them a countdown. And I will say to her, you have 1 minute left. Now this is a short time. 1 minute. And so that way she knows. And then you do your 30 seconds and then you do your countdown from 10. Most times with this strategy you will have less tantrums because you've told them what you're doing next. They feel in control of their own environment. And second of all, you've given them that mental countdown so they know the process in which things are going to occur. If things are becoming really troublesome, another strategy that you can implement or do is called a this, then that strategy. This strategy really helps when something less desirable needs to happen and then you give them a reward. So for Amira, she really hates eating her veggies. And so for her, veggies, this, then sandwich, which she loves, that. Veggies, then sandwich. In regards to her dinner time, sometimes she really doesn't like eating one particular item. So she loves eating cheese or she'll love eating the pasta part. So we'll say to her, if you eat the meat first, then you can have your cheese. Having that carrot dangling for them helps in the situation. When you're out and about, you can say, if you are on your best behavior now, then you can have a treat later. If you have a sleep, then you can have some screen time. Whatever your reward is, that is your that aspect of this, then that. Now let me make this really clear. Saying no is not bad parenting. From a teacher's perspective, it allows your child to understand that they aren't always going to get their ways. That in society, we have rules that we have to follow, and sometimes we don't get to do the things that we want. It builds resilience and it builds character for the future. Does this mean that our kids are always going to follow what we say and they'll never have a tantrum? Of course not, they are kids, it's just their brain developing. But the more that you explain your position, the reason why you're doing things, and the boundaries in which they're working upon, they will eventually learn that this is the expectation and this is the common practice that you are using as a parent. Consistency is key. If they don't know the boundaries in which they're working upon, they are going to be constantly pushing it to try and figure out where they fit in the hierarchy of the family. But if you keep those boundaries in place, they will eventually learn to work within them. It doesn't mean you're restricting them, you're just helping them to find who they are as a member of your family. Everyone just wants to know where they stand. And I feel like for Amira, when she knows that these are the rules, these are the boundaries, these are the expectations, she's least likely to push it. She also knows the routine that when something is less desirable, she will get some sort of reward for persevering. This extrinsic motivation will eventually turn into intrinsic motivation and she'll be able to do it herself. But she is only 3 and I do need to help her to assist her in learning these life skills. Like all people, you and the kids are going to have bad days, but don't lose heart. Don't give up. These foundation years are foundation for a reason. We are helping them to grow and to discover the person that they are going to be and the best person that they can be. And it will become more manageable for both you and them. If you've liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit that red subscribe button if you haven't done so already, because it really supports my channel. And I'll see you in the next video.